Hey students, how are you all? Welcome back to the online English classes. Today's video is going to be a revision on the chapter My Elder Brother. So, to begin with, let us first see the differences that are there between these two brothers, Bhaiya and Munna. You are very well familiar with who these brothers are and how they are. Let us still have a look at their characteristics. So, Bhaiya is a 14-year-old boy, whereas Munna is 9 years old. Bhaiya spends time in studies, whereas Munna spends time in playing. He loves to play. Bhaiya is very serious about education, whereas Munna is not at all serious about education. Bhaiya is a very hard-working boy, but Munna is naughty and mischievous. Yes, and we also saw that Bhaiya was not very good in studies. He was not very bright. That's why he failed multiple times in his classes. But on the other hand, Munna, even he is very naughty and he spends a lot of time in playing, in spite of all this, he scores very well in his class and he also gets position in his class. So, let us first have a look at all the difficult words of this chapter along with their meanings. So, when you start reading the chapter, you will see that the first uncommon word that you come across is the word hostel. So, what is it? It is a place where young people can stay cheaply for short periods when they are traveling or studying with shared rooms. In the picture, you can see there are 4 beds. So, this particular room can be shared by 4 people. And this is how all the rooms of a hostel are. The word pale is used to describe a person's face if it has less color than usual. For example, when the person is ill or frightened. So, whenever you people have fever, if you notice, you'll see that your face loses its rosiness. The redness that we all the human beings have, that goes away. Yes, that's why our face looks pale when we are sick, and even when we are frightened or when we are scared of something, the same thing happens. Our face loses its color. So, the same thing used to happen with Munna whenever he was scolded by his brother. The foundation is a structure below the surface of the ground that supports a building. In the picture you can see this is a picture of a foundation, and those of you who have been to any construction site, you must have seen this. If you have seen any building getting constructed, there also you must have seen this. This is basically cemented with iron rods pushed into it. Firmly is an adverb and it means in a way that will not become loose. So these two people are holding each other's hands firmly. That means tightly so that their grip doesn't become loose. So here you can see the picture of a base and a building. So it cannot be seen because it is below the ground and the building is above the ground. So to make a building look nice and strong, the base has to be very strong. So, what is the meaning of child's play? Something that is very easy to do. So, if you are told that, don't think of it as a child's play, it means that don't think of it as something that is very easy to do. So, something that is not easy to do is difficult. Yes. So, that will be the opposite meaning of this. Tremendous means very great in amount or level. So, anything that is more than usual or anything that is great in amount or is high in its level, that is called tremendous. Effort means physical or mental activity needed to achieve something. So now that your exams are coming near, you people are doing a lot of mental work, right? You people are preparing a lot. That means you are giving a lot of effort into your studies. Idle means without any work. When you are not doing any work, when you have nothing to do, it can be said that you are sitting idle. Here, the boy is lying on the sofa and is all idle. He has nothing to do. Mela is the next word. In English, it is called fair. But students, Mela is one such word that is, though it is Hindi, but it has been included in the English dictionary as well, just like the words bazaar and jungle. So, what does it mean? It is a public event that is organized to celebrate a special occasion or an event where goods can be bought and sold. So, this is something that needs not much explanation because all of you must have been to Mela, right? Prefer means to like, choose, or want one thing rather than the other. So, which do you prefer? Cake or pie? So, here are two options. Whenever you are given two options and you choose one over the other, that means you prefer that thing more than the other one. Hard earned means earned by working hard. Anything, be that money, be that fame, be that reputation, or anything that has been earned by working hard is called hard earned. Scold means to speak to someone angrily who has done something wrong. So, you are very familiar with this word. Your parents scold you, your teachers scold you. Yes. And the next word is the reaction to the scolding. Sob. Sob means to cry noisily. Okay, so not everyone cries, but some of the students, some of the kids, they do cry. Yes, so that is what is meant by sob. Now, the words dawn and dusk are here. The pictures are there, you can see. The word dawn means the period in the day when light from the sun begins to appear in the sky. In Bengali, it is called Bhorbela, and in Hindi, it is called Subha. Dusk means the time before night when it is not yet dark. So that is Shondhebala and Sham in Hindi. Okay, Shondhebala is in Bengali and Sham is in Hindi. A schedule is a list of planned activities to be done, also showing their times or dates. So whenever you have planned for an activity, if it is written down anywhere along with its time and date, that is a schedule. And not just one activity, but it's a list of many activities. So what is a breeze? A light and a pleasant wind is called a breeze. It is very gentle. It is not at all harsh. Hurry and flurry. A sudden movement of something blown in different directions by some external force. In the game of volleyball, you must have seen that the ball is passed in between the two teams. Yes, so that is what the movement of the ball can be called hurry and flurry of the ball. A magnet is a person, place, or thing that other people feel strongly attracted to. So in the picture, you can see a magnet and it is pulling all the iron pins to itself. But there are also some people and some places which are so very attractive, which have such magnetic force in them that automatically everyone feels attracted to them. The word alas is used to express sadness or feeling sorry about something. It is basically an expression, and you must have noticed that most of the times it is followed by an exclamation mark. Now you are already familiar with the meaning of the word master, but the meaning that you know is a noun. But master is also a verb, and as a verb, it means to learn to do something well. The word examiner comes from the word examine. So, who is an examiner? Someone who decides how well a candidate has done in an examination. So, when your teachers are correcting your copies, they can be called examiners. The word punctuality comes from the word punctual. So, the fact of doing something always on the correct time is called punctuality. And people who are always on time, who are never late, are called punctual. The meaning of the word gentle is very easy. It means being calm, soft, or kind, just like our mothers are. The words upwards and downwards are very easy to understand. So anything that is pointed towards the sky is said to be moving in the upwards direction, and anything that is moving towards the ground is said to be moving in the downwards movement. The word grab means to hold something or someone suddenly. Alright, so when all of a sudden you are holding some person or a thing, that means you are grabbing it. The word ashamed is also very easy to understand. It is a feeling of unhappiness for something wrong that you have done. Alright, so the picture suggests that the boy is ashamed of having littered the place. Yes, he has thrown something on the ground and there is already a sign which has "Do not litter" written on it. But the boy is ashamed that he did not follow the instruction. The word wisdom means the ability to use your knowledge and experience to make good decisions and judgments. So you see, students, people who are wise have a lot of wisdom. Yes, and wisdom comes with experience. The word rush means to go or do something very quickly. In the picture, you can see that these people are rushing to their office. Similarly, when we get late for something, we also rush to do that. The word experience means the knowledge or skill that we gain from doing, seeing, or feeling things. So, the more you age, the more you grow up, the older you get, the more experience you gather. The word hug is also very easy. It is an act of holding someone tightly in one's arms, typically to show affection. Alright, so you must be aware of this. You must have hugged your parents, you must have hugged your siblings. The words watch out mean to be alert. So in the picture you can already see that the policeman is watching out. He's very alert of any possible danger. So, what is a responsibility? A responsibility is a duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. So, you are responsible for all your actions. Your parents have your responsibility. They take care of you. They love you, right? Just like you have you have the responsibility of looking after your younger siblings. So every single person has some sets of responsibilities to fulfill. Now that we have seen all the word meanings compiled in a single video, let us move on to all the summarized points of this particular chapter. So, the very first point that we learned in this chapter is that my elder brother is translated from Munshi Premchand's Bade Bhai Sahab, and Bade Bhai Sahab is originally a Hindi story. Munna and Bhaiya live in a hostel. Bhaiya is very serious about his education, but Munna loves to play instead of studying. According to Bhaiya, studying English is no child's play because it requires a lot of effort. Next, we get to see that Munna wishes to visit the village fair. Bhaiya declares his preference for studies. Munna gets scolded by Bhaiya for wasting their father's money. So, Bhaiya fixes a timetable to be followed by Munna. Munna does not like that. The timetable has no time allotted for playing. So, if you remember the schedule that or the timetable that Bhaiya had made for Munna, you will also remember that there was no time for playing, and right from the morning to late at night, there was only studying and studying. Bhaiya fails once again, but Munna becomes the topper in his class. Bhaiya warns Munna to not become proud of himself. Also, he gives him some examples of algebra and geometry. Munna gets scared and expresses his wish to not get promoted to higher classes. Yes, so you would remember that when Munna was becoming arrogant of his achievements, Bhaiya tried to calm him down and tried to make him understand that overconfidence is not a good thing. Next, we get to see that once again Bhaiya fails in his class, but Munna gets promoted to the next class. Munna becomes naughtier and spends more time in playing. Bhaiya explains that understanding does not always come from reading books. Also, he gives examples of his parents, and their parents were not very educated, but they were very wise and very experienced. And how did they get that? They got only with their own age and with all the experiences that they have had throughout their lives. And in the end, we get to see that Bhaiya explains to Munna that formal education is not everything. Their parents will always be wiser than the kids because of their experience. So, after all this, Munna feels sorry for his actions, and finally, both the brothers tightly hug each other. Alright, students, with this we come to the end of this video. I hope you find this video helpful while doing the revision of this chapter, but I would also ask you to read the chapter thoroughly and watch all the previous videos. So, goodbye and good luck for your exams.